Alright, so it's day 6 and I've decided to stay put where I am for the day. I am reserved on this lake for another night. I thought about getting up today and just kind of pushing onward and heading home. Feeling in higher spirits today because I did tackle a lot of ground yesterday, and it's not too hard for me to get out of here now. Tomorrow night I'm supposed to be on Teepee Lake, and then I just have to get up and paddle down through Joe Lake, just a little section of it, do the portage, and then paddle across Canoe Lake. But today, what I'm thinking I might do is just across where I'm looking right now is supposed to be some remains of Minising. It's kind of like a hotel out here. There's supposed to be a few things you can find out there to take a look at. This island over here, I've also been wanting to check it out. Apparently there were 2 sites on there at one point, so I'm going to paddle over there, take a look, at least climb the hill. One other thing, probably not going to find anything, is way off to the right here. I think there's a site up on that big hill, but somewhere around there was supposed to be a ranger cabin at one point in time. I think it was last seen in 1925, but there might be something worth seeing there. And then just around to the right there's a few trails, and I think they lead up to, there's kind of like a mountain over there, very high point, so could go explore up there. But definitely want to go over there, check out the remains, and then maybe on my way back I'll stop at this island, climb to the top, get a good view, chill out for a bit, and paddle back home, cook some dinner. Alright, so this site's been pretty good to me. Nice wide open site, lots of trails. Would have preferred to have been able to hang my hammock over there. It's a lot of work to climb up that hill, especially late at night when you're tired. I'm back there, it's kind of in the dense vegetation, so you will hear a lot of animals digging around and stuff in the night. Kind of kept me up a bit when I first laid down. I've actually found it's easier to go way up there by that rock, hang a left, follow the trail up to the privy, and then keep going. There's actually a second trail that leads up to where my hammock is hung. It's just a lot less steep if you go that way. Bit of a longer walk, but much easier on you. This fireplace here, which I keep calling a hearth, because it kind of reminds me of one, I've had to kind of block out the front of it with some stones. I took a bit down for now because I do have a fire going, but what's happening is the wind is kind of catching in this top area, and it's coming around and it's ejecting out the front, and on a big gust of wind you'll find yourself it's almost like it's snowing. It's just all this white ash coming down on you, and it's not too easy to dust it off, but you don't really want to breathe it in, and certainly prefer not to have that flying around. As you can see, I've got some I guess you can call it bannock cooking on the top of the stove there, but it's more of like a tea biscuit. Might throw some peanut butter or some honey on there, and gonna cook up another one for the trail tomorrow. Be a nice tasty snack. Wow, I'm glad I didn't go over the day trip yet. Wind really just picked up, and it's just sending everything flying all over the place. So, yeah, time to Alright, so it's day 6, about 20 to 4. I've pretty much just been sitting by the fire all day. I've been cooking up some treats, making some stuff for the trail tomorrow and maybe the next day. Just kind of re-energizing, resting up. I haven't really eaten a lot the whole time I've been out here. I'm way behind on my daily rations, so just gotta eat some food and get hydrated and rested up, because still got a fair bit of paddling to get out of here. I've got at least 2 portages. I'm thinking right now that what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out through the Little Dole portage. It's 1.2 kilometers, so it's one of the longer portages I've done, definitely of this trip, but that gets it over with pretty much all at once. With the Joe Lake stuff, it could be as many as 5 portages, I think, maybe 4. One for sure I can walk, the rest probably. I had no problem getting through the other day coming up the river. but I've never seen Little Doe. I've kind of cruised by it a few times on my way to Thompson, so it'd be nice to take a peek at it. I was really hoping to stay on there this trip, but it was all booked up. I can then head down the Oxstone River, and depending on how I'm doing for time, I might stop at TP Lake and pick a site there, spend the night. If it's only 11 o'clock in the morning at that point, I'm just going to push on and do the portage into Canoe Lake, which is about 300 meters, and then just get the heck out of here. I don't want to do Canoe Lake too late in the afternoon. It got pretty windy on me last time. I think I'm going to handle it a lot better on the way out. Definitely learned a lot of tricks along the way. But, it'd be nice to get out here a day early and, surprise the girlfriend. I'm sure she's missed me quite a bit by now. So, I'd like to get out of here and see her and get back to civilization. Today I'd really thought about just getting up and going, or even pushing down to TP Lake and then still getting out a day early. But I've come this far in one day before. First time I was on Burn Island, we got all the way from Access Point 5 to a site a little further up on the lake, so it's definitely doable. And by doing the Little Doe portage, I get that out of the way really early in the morning. The only thing about early in the morning is it seems to be buggy. That was the case with the Otter Slide portage. The first time through, I got eaten alive. I was kind of worried about when I came back through with the canoe, so I wouldn't have a free hand to swat at them, but by then I'd gotten a bit busier, and I think there's just more people for them to chase after. Or that, or I killed them all the first time through, which I doubt. But yeah, Little Doe, be nice to see that. It'll be nice to get off this site. As much as I like it, I'm getting kind of bored here. Been wanting to go out and explore, but the wind's just too unpredictable today, and I really do need a day to take a break. So once I finish cleaning up here, I'm gonna hang the bear line and just go walk around. There's a lot of trails here, and I really want to explore, and who knows what I'll find. This episode is brought to you by the letter T. Alright, so I found kind of a longer, more gentle route to my hammock up here. Basically, instead of climbing the big hill every time I need to up there, I can take the long route, and it really kind of helps conserve my energy. Today's supposed to be a day of resting and building up my strength before I push on out of here. So I don't want to waste all my energy going up and down that hill. So this path here leads to the toilet. I'm just going to pass that, zigzag through this path here. And there are a few trees in the way, but people have already made a path here. And just up here is my shelter. And it's still a bit of a climb, still out of breath from that, but sure beats climbing up this big hill here. Alright, so one thing I really recommend doing is, before it gets too dark, just open up your hammock and just get everything well situated. Open up your sleeping bag. If it's zipped up, you're going to have a hell of a time unzipping it when you're on top of it. Same as if it's just unzipped but laying flat. So you basically want to open it up so your butt's going to lie in here. You're going to twist around. You want to make sure this is all kind of pulled out as much as possible. It does slide down. There are hooks on the side here if you've got something that can hook onto there, but my sleeping bag certainly doesn't. You'll notice I've got my sock liners here ready for when I crawl in. Other than that, my pillow is just kind of tucked up above the ridge line. Keeps it from sliding down under my back when I'm getting in. But anyway, so I'm going to do up the bug net so no mosquitoes get in. And going to head back down to the fireplace. And I'm going to eat some food and get ready for the night to roll in. Alright, so the real fun part of this site is climbing down this big mountain of a hill every couple of minutes here. You really have to think long and hard before you go up the hill to get anything, because you want to make sure you bring anything up that needs to be brought up, and make sure you bring everything down that needs to come down. So I've almost slipped a couple times going down that hill. You really got to dance from rock to rock and be careful there. Anyways, looks like my fire's kind of calmed down here, so I'm gonna throw some wood in there and get it going again. Well, it's about 8:30 on Friday night. This is day 6. Been a peaceful day, just relaxed. Hung out around the campsite, didn't go anywhere today. Gonna retire pretty early tonight. I've already got the bear line hung. I'm just gonna sit by the fire for a bit. I did get a lot of firewood together to burn tonight. Probably won't go through even half of it, but I'd like to have a bit of a fire. Set the alarm for 6 a.m., which has pretty much been my steady time for getting up out here. Gonna get an early start at tomorrow. Hear the frogs croaking. Campsite's starting to get pretty dark. At this point, there's not much you can do for light. Even your headlamp doesn't seem to do anything. So I've just got everything up by the hammock for the night. A few things I'm keeping down by the fire till the very end. I'm actually going to leave my mug down by the fire tonight just because I don't want to redo the bear line just for that. I'm going to have a few sips of wine. I'll rinse out my mug pretty good and leave it by the fire. And, like I said, go to bed pretty early. I'll burn the wine canister. It's just a Tetra Pak that I showed earlier. But yeah, this is Burn Island Lake. It's known by other names, Big Island Lake. I think there's another one as well. And it's just flat and wonderful out right now. I'm hoping the mornings like this and I can get over the lake while it's still this still. Trick is, I usually seem to get up when the lakes are like this, but by the time I break camp, it's a totally different story. By the time I got up this morning, which was about 9, it was pretty bad looking already. So we'll see. I might even get up at 5. Well, it's night 6. I'm just crawled into the hammock here. I'm not sure if you can see anything, but right here what I've got are some big wool socks. These pull over these black sock liners. I got these at Walmart. It's about $10 for a pair. You get 2 liners, 2 wool socks, and they're just great for sleeping in. Keep me warm and toasty all night. There I've got my Nalgene bottle hanging from the ridgeline here. Up at this end I've got my pillow kind of clipped over the line until I get in place. Then I pull it down and put it under my head. Has a tendency to just slide around on me. But anyways, I'm gonna go to bed now. Good night.